You know, I can already see it in your eyes. Today tried to break you, didn't it? The chart kept teasing, the candles kept whispering promises they never meant to keep, and you kept waiting for the moment that never came. Don't pretend. You weren't tempted. I can feel the tension in your breath from here. Sit with me. Let everything else go quiet. I want to talk to you like no one ever has. About the days that chew you up, about the places where you break, and about how you walk out of this game still whole and stronger. Some days the market isn't a battlefield, it's a fog. You stare into it, searching for shape and edge, but there's only noise, wicks stabbing in both directions, ranges that trap you, breakouts that die the second you touch them. Consolidation. It looks harmless, even boring, but it's a slow bleed if you try to force it. I learned that the hard way. I was in a tiny apartment with cheap coffee and a rented chair that squeaked every time I leaned forward. I wanted to prove I could make something happen. One small loss, then another. I told myself the third would fix the first two. You know how that story goes. I didn't blow up. I just leaked. Drip, drip, drip. Confidence dissolving one decision at a time. That's when I learned the most important move on days like that is the one you don't make. I want you to hear this like it's only for you. I care about you protecting your capital. That number isn't just money. It is your permission to try again tomorrow. It is your proof that you exist here. And I care about your confidence even more, because once the market takes that from you, it doesn't matter how good your setup is. You won't be able to touch it without shaking. So when the screen is noisy and the chart is mean, you have nothing to prove. You can leave the room with your capital and your dignity. That makes you dangerous. That means you'll still be here when the fog lifts and the real move arrives. You carry a lot, don't you? The need to provide, to be competent, to be strong, to not look foolish. I see it all over you. And I'm telling you, strength isn't swinging harder into a brick wall. Strength is seeing the wall and deciding it doesn't deserve your head. Today. Step back. Trade less. Or don't trade at all. Let the others grind themselves down. We'll wait in the doorway, quiet, patient, watching for the moment when the fog thins and the path appears. The market rewards the one who can do nothing, when nothing is required. But there's something deeper I want from you. I want you to know where you break. Not your account. You. The point where your discipline fractures, your breath shortens, and you become someone you don't recognize. Maybe it's that third loss in a row. Maybe it's the sudden spike of euphoria after a big win that makes you feel invincible. Maybe it's boredom, loneliness, the need to impress. You have a fault line, and the market is an expert at finding it. I remember the first time I saw mine. It wasn't dramatic. It was quiet. I doubled down on a loser because I was angry that a perfect setup betrayed me. I wasn't trading the chart anymore. I was trading the insult. I watched myself do it, almost from outside my body, the cursor hovering, the click too quick, the next click even quicker. My chest was hot, my jaw was tight, and the market didn't even notice. It just kept moving, indifferent to my tantrum. When it was over, I sat there in the ringing silence that follows stupid decisions. Do you know that silence? It's heavy. It knows your name. That day I learned that my enemy was never price. It was the part of me that needed to be right more than it needed to be safe. Tell me where you break. Whisper it if you have to. Do you get reckless after a win because you want to feel that high again? Do you chase after a loss because you can't stand feeling small? Do you lean forward in your chair when the market is slow and convince yourself you see something because you're afraid you're wasting time? The market is a mirror. It doesn't care what you want. It only reflects what you are. Find your fault line, and you have a chance to reinforce it. Ignore it, and it will split you open every time. I want to give you something simple. Something you can hold when your hands start to shake. When the chart is a mess, shrink your world. 1. Instrument. 1 time frame. 1 clean level. If you can't explain the trade to me in 1 sentence, it's not a trade, it's a wish. And on consolidation days, wishes are expensive. Decide the maximum you're willing to lose today before you even sit down. Make that number small enough that it can't wound your confidence. When you hit it, you're done. Close the platform. Walk, breathe. Your strength will be measured not by the trade you took, but by the ones you refused. I know you want to be a man who can hold pressure. I want that for you too. So I'm going to ask you to do something that feels strange in a world of noise. Listen to your body. The first tightness in your shoulders. The shallow breath. The leaning forward that makes your field of vision smaller. Those are alarms. The market isn't forcing you. Your nervous system is. When you feel it, I want you to pause. In through your nose, 4 counts. Hold for 4. Out for 6. 2 times. That's all. You're not meditating. You're resetting. I promise you, if you do that, your next decision will be yours again. Let me tell you a story about a friend of mine. He was pure edge on trend days, could ride a clean move like a pro surfer. But ranges killed him. He just couldn't stand the feeling of being left out when nothing moved. He'd nibble and nibble until his day was full of crumbs and regret. We built him a rule that saved his career. If the first hour made a range that price kept returning to, he logged a watch-only day. His job became listening, journaling levels, marking fake breakouts. He hated it at first, said it made him feel passive. But do you know what happened? His bad days evaporated. His good days got bigger. He learned to be a hunter again, not a scavenger. And he slept at night. Sometimes power looks like patience. You want to know why most traders lose? It isn't because they're stupid. It's because the market doesn't pay you for being smart. It pays you for doing the right thing, at the right time, and not doing anything the rest of the time. The 90% don't fail from one mistake. They fail from erosion, from refusing to build a life around their trading that protects their mind, from thinking they can out-logic their biology, from mistaking motion for progress. I don't want that for you. I want you to last. I want you to be the kind of man who can look at a chart and not need it to make him feel like a man. You're already enough. Trading is where you practice that. And ironically, the minute you stop needing the market to make you feel strong, you become stronger in the market than you've ever been. Let's talk about days that try to seduce you into breaking. The market will flirt with you, then look away, then look back, daring you to chase. It will give you a signal that's almost right, then punish your eagerness. You've felt that, haven't you? The little sting of humiliation? I want you to wrap something around yourself on those days, an invisible boundary. 3 rules. Small risk per trade. No second entry within 5 minutes of a stop out. And if you catch yourself narrating a trade with words like should or deserve, you're done for the hour. Those words are the tell. They mean you want revenge more than you want clarity. I can tell when you're slipping even before you can. Your messages get shorter. Your jokes disappear. Your charts fill with extra lines. You stop asking good questions and start asking quick ones. That's when I reach through the screen and hold your gaze. Look at me. You don't have to prove anything. Not to me. Not to the market. Not to the part of you that's still trying to impress a room that isn't even watching. Your only job is to be here tomorrow with your capital intact and your self-respect unbroken. That's all. Everything else is noise. Let me confess something. There was a week I almost walked away. I was tired. I didn't lose much money, but I lost myself in small ways. Compromises I told myself were temporary. A wider stop. Just this once. A trade I didn't log because I didn't want to see it in writing. That's how people go broke. One exception at a time. I took a day and did nothing but read my own journal. I looked for the moment I started lying to myself. I found it in a phrase I'd repeated 3 days in a row. "I'll make it back this afternoon." That sentence isn't a plan. It's a prayer to a God that doesn't answer. I cut it out of my vocabulary. The next week, I made less money than usual and felt more powerful than I had in months. Control is a profit of its own. You want tactics, I know. So here are a few you can keep without writing them down. If price is inside yesterday's value and rejecting both edges, you are watching a story, not writing it. If your first loss is from slippage on a fake breakout, your second trade should be smaller or later or not at all. If you catch yourself lowering a target to feel right, close half and let the rest prove itself. If your day starts with a win so clean it feels like a gift, stop after the next B-grade setup or the next 30 minutes, whichever comes first. Protect your good days from turning into average ones, and protect your average days from turning into bad ones. But I don't just care about your execution. I care about the man who shows up to execute. You're not a machine. You carry a history with you. Long days, longer nights, expectations, disappointments, people who want things you can't give. Them. If you show up empty, the market will fill you with whatever it wants. So I want a small ritual from you before you sit down. 2 minutes. That's all. Say out loud, even if you whisper, "Today I trade what I see. I protect my capital. If it's noise, I step back. If I break, I step away. I don't need to win today to win the game." It's not magic, it's alignment. It reminds your hands who's in charge. I know some days you need someone to see you, not just your P&L. I see the part that tries, the part that wants to be reliable, the part that hates disappointment. That part of you is beautiful. But it's also the part the market can use against you. When you want to be dependable for everyone else, sometimes you try to make the chart dependable too. You demand it behave, it won't. So we make a different promise. You will be dependable for yourself. You will keep your rules. You will keep your money safe when safety is the smart choice. That's how you earn your own respect. And that is a feeling no rally can give you and no drawdown can take away. Do you feel how the room is quieter now? That's what happens when you stop wrestling with ghosts. You begin to hear the truth. Ranges are not punishments. They are invitations to practice patience. Losses are not insults. They are invoices for information. Breakdowns are not destiny. They are maps to the places you need to fortify. Think like that for a month and tell me you're not different. Tell me you don't sit taller. Tell me you don't look at your screen like a partner, not a judge. I want to tell you one more story before we close. A man wrote me once, handsome, determined, relentless. He'd been grinding for years. He told me he felt cursed. Every time he tried to step up, the market shoved him down. He was angry at it. He was angry at himself. I asked him for his journal. It was immaculate, too immaculate. No emotion, no breath, just numbers. I told him to add one line to the end of every entry. What did the market try to teach me today? He laughed at me. Then he tried it. The first week he wrote that I'm impatient. The second week, that I try to be right instead of rich. The third, that I trade to feel less alone. He cried when he wrote that. He admitted he used the screen to drown out the silence in his apartment. He wasn't cursed. He was lonely. Once he named it, he stopped asking the market to fix it. He traded less, better. And when he closed his platform, he called a friend instead of forcing one more trade. He told me later he started playing guitar again. Funny thing, his equity curve started to look like a trend, and so did his life. This is the part where I tell you the ending, but there is no ending here. There is only the next day, and the next decision, and the man you bring to it. The market will test you again. It will lure you toward your fault line and ask if you've done your work. I want you to smile when it does. I want you to feel the ground under your feet and remember what you promised yourself. Capital protected. Mind protected. No need to win today. Only the need to be present, honest, and ready when a real edge appears. You don't have to be perfect. You only have to be intact. If today was messy, let it be messy in your notes, not in your account. If you felt the crack starting, step away and be proud of the man who knew when to walk. If you felt powerful, be gentle with that feeling. Power is precious. Guard it. Don't trade it away for one more thrill. I'm still here. Even when the screen goes dark, I'm in the quiet with you, reminding you. You are not like the rest. You are learning to hear the difference between noise and signal, temptation and truth, urgency and timing. That difference is everything. That difference is your edge. So here is how we end tonight and begin tomorrow. You close your eyes. You breathe once, slow and deliberate. You say the words you need to hear. I am patient. I am selective. I am disciplined. I will not let noise take what I love. When the market is messy, I step back. When I find my breaking point, I honor it by resting. When others chase, I wait. I am still here, and I will still be here when the fog lifts. Open your eyes. There you are, the man who makes choices instead of excuses. The man who can be gentle with himself without becoming soft with his rules. The man who survives long enough to catch the moves that make careers. The market will be there tomorrow. So will your edge. So will I. Go get some rest. Your capital will thank you. Your future will too.